Hello everybody, today is a serious topic. We're talking about the most important thing in our lives, Yorick nerfs. It has come to my attention that everybody has been arguing about whether this is a Yorick nerf or a buff. And I think that I am personally fit for this, as the master of Yorick himself, the golden boy, the flying dog, the slog didgeridoo. And my verdict is, I don't feel a thing. What the hell are you guys talking about? I played a few Yorick games, and honestly, I literally cannot even tell the difference. There's only two differences I noticed. The first one is, the second I went on League, I tested the maiden tankiness and against the tower. There's like no difference. I think it takes one more extra shot. Okay, who cares, whatever. Nice, I guess, yay, woohoo. And the second thing I noticed is that when maiden got hurt, 3 minutes later, it regenerated maybe 3% of its health. Not bad. Yay, wow, so impressive. Now I also see a lot of people talking about numbers like,
well, actually, Slugdog, the math is wrong, and when you're level 13 with 0 health items, Maiden's actually 3% less tanky.
Here's my response. Bingus. No, but seriously, the difference is virtually nothing. Just because the big number on Maiden is a lot smaller, doesn't mean it's necessarily worse. I've talked about this a lot on stream, but the reason why this change overall is just overall much better is because Yorick's hardest matchups now all become a lot easier, all because of one stat. One stat that absolutely annihilates Maiden and Ghouls, and that stat is Lifesteal. And the reason for this is because if they just right-click Maiden, because it used to have 0 armor and MR, it's basically just a gigantic blood bag. Now, this issue is still extremely prevalent, even more prevalent than before, because I see stuff like Fiora and Camille crawling out of the gutter, buying Ravenous Hydra's second item, right-click Maiden, oh, heal 200 HP each auto, eat shit, Slugdog. Now, the sustain is almost 50% less due to Maiden having less health, so something like Bork will have less value, and also it has armor and MR now, so it's a double win against percent health damage. One of the most frustrating things was set with Bork and Q your Maiden, it would genuinely 2-shot it. Now, it might 3-shot it. Hey, not a bad change, guys. 3 shots. Excluding the Maiden change, though, smiting Maiden is completely useless now, basically. No longer are we oppressed. Junglers can't walk into our goddamn lanes and just instantly kill Maiden. God bless. Thank you, Riot Gods. Ironically enough, because you are playing Yorick, because I go TP Ignite, I get camped more than any other player in the Omniverse. And this is especially noticeable. I see an enemy jungler come into the lane, mess up my gank or something, stare at Maiden for a little bit, maybe order it once or twice, but decide it's not worth the time, and walk away. Previously, enemy jungler would walk in my lane, screw up the gank, smite Maiden, kill it, and then walk away. You know how good that is? I genuinely cannot express how amazing this is. In one of the games I played, I saw a Graves right-click my Maiden. The Graves had to right-click my Maiden instead of just smiting it. It was a f***ing godsend, I tell you. The fact there is effort required now, bloody hell, mate. And finally, if the smite change, if the Yorick change wasn't enough, we got a bug fix. Maiden can now finally hit Inhibs and Nexus. With that being said though, let's talk about some stuff about Yorick, you know, in this patch. Let's talk about some stuff. Builds are still the same in case you don't know them. Here they are. And honestly, that's it. There's nothing too special happening in this patch. I do want to talk about this change a bit more though. And something I'm really disappointed about is the response that people have put out about this change. As a challenge Yorick main, it's undoubtedly a very nice buff for Yorick. It's not gigantic, but it helps out a lot in the harder matchups like Fiora, Irelia, Set, who all go Bork and Lifesteal and really screw you up. Although this doesn't completely fix the Lifesteal situation against Yorick, this is definitely a step to the right direction. Also, the fact that we got one of the most frustrating interactions with Yorick removed, with Smite being no longer a possibility, it's just, I genuinely cannot express how amazing that is. Armor and MR for Maiden is a gigantic buff against any champion that does percent health damage. And finally, we got attention to our champion. It's the first time we've got attention to a champion, and it's not a goddamn nerf. I'm usually pretty negative about Rise changes to Yorick, but this is nothing but a good change. I've talked to also a lot of other Yorick mains as well, and we pretty much agree on the same thing. The changes don't even feel like anything, and the regen's nice, and the smite change is ironically the biggest change this patch. With that being said, I give everybody here one suggestion. Stop looking at the numbers, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, 95% of them are just straight up wrong. And also, please try to leave the mentality of Riot hates us Yorick mains, because even though that's true, we finally got something nice. Anyways guys, I love you all, and I would like to do a longer video on this, but because I'm too much of a salad hand man, why don't you go eat bricks, and also remember to go sorcerer boots on Yorick. Riot, Freak, if you're watching this, even if half the Yorick main community disagree with this change, thank you so much. I love you. For the next patch, could we also remove a